I don't think it's terrible. I do like that kind of general profile, but something is off about this whiskey. Welcome to Whiskey and SV. I'm your host Sam, and tonight we're going to be drinking some barn juice. So I went ahead and made a trade for the latest and greatest release from Calumet Farms, the Calumet Farms 18-year 100th anniversary, which is this ridiculous heavy decanter bottle that comes at a hefty cost of $500 MSRP. So around 550 out the door. Even if you got it from Costco, I believe Costco had it for 450, so it would have still come to close to 500 bucks. I did not actually pay cash for this. I made a trade. I traded a Thomas Handy and a Stag 22B for it. It is quite a decadent, bottle. It comes with this massive box, and it has an insert. Just lots of things that would make it cost a lot of money without really any justification for the juice. Now, it has been getting rave reviews in most of YouTube. So even some YouTubers that I respect a lot have tried it, and they have thrown out words like, "Oh, this may be contender for best bourbon of 2025," which is quite a bar there, because the Jack Daniel's 14 came out this year, and to me, Jack Daniel's 14 is insane, and even the Jack Daniel's 12 year was pretty insane. So to say that this may be the bourbon of the year is setting the expectations quite high. So, given that this is source juice, this is barn juice that's Calumet Farms has bottled and aged for 18 years, I thought, what better way to put it up against something much more affordable, which is also Calumet Farms 16. This bottle is significantly cheaper. You can most of the time find it at around 135, or maybe let's say at most 160. The most expensive I've seen this is 160 plus tax. And it really doesn't have any secondary value. Actually, this also does not sell above MSRP, which is very interesting, because MSRP is already so high that the number of people that actually want to drink it are not that many, and it's not really a collectible as far as I can see, because yeah, I mean, I guess there was enough of them to go around, because I see them even selling below MSRP, because people probably got it at Costco and they wanted to flip it, and they saw there's no flip potential, and they just wanted to get rid of it. So they were willing to sell it at under 500 bucks just to be out of whatever. People do all sorts of things in the secondary market. It's kind of a whole thing that maybe one day I'll do an episode on. Anyways, a couple of nights ago, I finally decided to open my Widow Jane 15. I've had this bottle for many years. It's actually one of the first bourbons that I ever got. I won it in a brown bag from Rocco Wine, I believe, and I was not too happy when I got it, because I paid for $200 for a brown bag, and I got this bottle. And well, the MSRP on it is 200 bucks, so at least I got my money's worth. But it's a bottle that doesn't really have a secondary value, so I felt for a brown bag, not the best outcome for me. But I was pleasantly surprised, because I did crack it open after a long time, finally a couple of nights ago, and I really enjoyed it. So let's see. These are going to be very different bottles, so it's not really the best blind, to be honest. This is 59.5%. This is 53%. This is 49.5%. 18, 16, and 15 years old. So we'll see how they compare. I think the point of this is not really the blind itself, but just like the side-by-side comparison. But, just for fun, we'll do the blind anyway. Okay, I'm going to try to do smaller pours. That's not that small, but hey, it'll do. All right, we're going to put number 1 on the Calumet Farms 18 year. We're going to put number 2 on the Calumet Farms 16 year. We're going to put number 3 on the Widow Jane. Right, so as usual, we will nose them first, give some notes, taste, give some more notes, tell you my preferences, guess which is which, and then we'll do the reveal. All right, number one. Hmm. You can tell this is an older bourbon. Like that oak character really comes through the nose. Yeah, good amount of sweetness. Not too sweet though, but just brown sugar with that oakiness that comes across as sort of like a cocoa powder, you know, dark chocolate kind of thing. Quite nice, very enjoyable. Let's go to the second one. Ooh, way more fruits going on in this. There's like cherry, sort of like syrupy notes, very fruity. Yeah, I would say that predominantly this one is missing fruits, any fruits whatsoever. It's just like sort of like sweetness and oak. This one goes towards cherries and Luxardo cherries and like much more decadent fruit kind of notes. Of course, underneath all of that is that bourbon, brown sugar, oak chocolate note. It's not like a Scotch when you say fruitiness, where it's actual like orchard fruits, but yeah, this is like sort of sweetness with cherries mixed in there. All right, let's go to the last one. This is definitely a different direction altogether as well. I get way more sort of orange and chocolate notes on this. It's like one of those like chocolate bars that have orange mix in them. I don't remember the name, but I'm sure there was a brand that. Yeah, very nice. It's quite enjoyable. Yeah, so far I would say like this nose is probably yeah the most like decadent. It can kind of tell sets up the most expectations. This is the most unique nose I would say out of these and out of bourbons as well. Like it's rare to get this like chocolate orange notes. Very nice. It's like a cocoa powder and orange mixed in one. Very nice. Okay, yeah, and this is the most straightforward. I would say this is the least interesting out of them. So I'm not going to make any guesses, even though in my mind I kind of already have. But yeah, let's just go ahead and taste them. That's really good. Just a good amount of sweetness and oak mixed together, and yeah, the spices are there to make your mouth water. It's not overly strong. It doesn't have like too much ethanol. It's like well integrated. Just a really good aged bourbon. That's is yeah, I would say like one of the most enjoyable bourbon profile for me, to be honest. Okay, let's go to this one. Expectations are high. I'm not saying anything, just saying. I feel like the proof works against this. It comes a bit comes across as a bit closed off. It's quite tannic. In some ways, it makes my mouth, my tongue contract, and yeah, I mean, what you got on the nose was extremely promising. I feel like the palate doesn't quite deliver. It's a little bit harsh, not well integrated. Yeah, kind of tannic and mouth drying. A little bit too proofed up, to be honest. I mean, it's rare for me to say that, but yeah, way too much of those like tannic oak notes that don't really do wonders for it. It's okay. Just the nose was setting it up to be way better. All right, let's go to the last one. Well, comparatively, obviously, way less proofy than that one. Um, this is definitely a different profile. This has that sort of orange chocolate notes to it, and I really dig that. It's kind of interesting. It's very nice. Um, and even though I'm pretty sure I know what this is, I'm pretty sure this is a Widow Jane 15. Even though it's the lower proof whiskey here, it's actually very viscous and mouth coating and extremely layered. I think Widow Jane just does a really great job of whatever mixing they do, and yeah, this is quite a special whiskey for me. Um, okay, so you already know, like what my guesses are. I'm pretty sure this is the Calumet. I'm pretty sure this is the Widow Jane, which would mean this would have to be the Calumet 16. So the Calumet 16, yeah, Ralph hates this whiskey. I, for the life of me, I don't understand why. I think this is an amazing pour for the price. For under $150, you're getting 16-year whiskey at 53 proof, and well, I think it's great. It's really, you don't get that kind of value in bourbon these days. This, on the other hand, great bottle, nice shelf piece. Not so much if that's indeed the case. And the Widow Jane, you know what? I should make sure that I'm right because I'm like a bit too confident right now. Okay, let's see. This is number 2. Yes, so this is the 16. This should be number 1. Yep, this is the one, and that makes this number 3, which is the Widow Jane. Yep. Okay, so I mean, this wasn't much of a blind, to be honest. It was very obvious which is which, but I have to say, like, again, um, the Calumet 16 is an amazing deal, and I know it seems, for some reason, it seems to be a very divisive bourbon because a lot of people hate it, and then like a good number of people love it, and I'm definitely firmly in the camp of loving it. I think, especially for the price, it's just an amazing whiskey. The the 18 here, yeah, it really does leave something to be desired. Really an amazing nose, super decadent. It sets you up thinking you're going in for something extremely special, but frankly, it tastes like cough syrup with oak extract, and not in a good way. I don't think it's terrible. I do like that kind of general profile, but something is off about this whiskey. I hope if I wait for a few more weeks, it'll open up more and it'll get better. But there is a certain closed offness to it that, yeah, it's just not that great. Which is really a shame because for a bottle like this, that is this expensive and this extravagant, and has been getting such great reviews, yeah, I don't know. This Widow Jane is a special whiskey. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but that is special. All right, so there you have it, folks. If you are out there for a good deal, I think the Calumet 16 is definitely the way to go. The Widow Jane has been going up in price, and I've heard some of the recent releases have been experimenting with Amberana and other stuff that's not good. But if you do see this older release, the 2021 Batch 3, definitely worth picking up. This is like a really amazing whiskey, and I've had it next to a couple of other stuff as well, actually, and it was really great. The Calumet 18, yeah, not so much. I think $500 is way too much for this. This should have at most cost like $200, and even then, I think some people would just not like it. I mean, I gave it to a couple of my good friends, and well, one of them was Ralph, which obviously he didn't like this, and he hated this. He actually thought the 16 next to this was way better. So yeah, I guess he just doesn't like that kind of like cherry cough syrup sort of profile. Even though he loves Buffalo Trace cherry, but yeah, this not so much. Anyways, so yeah, long story short, this is the king for the price for sure. This definitely try before you buy. Well, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to cheers with the Widow Jane because that is actually my favorite of the bunch here. Even though it's slightly more expensive, I think I like the specialness of this flavor. Cheers and see you next time.